Why don't I day trade every day? Talking about the idea of not day trading every day. I know it sounds crazy, but we're gonna talk about why I stopped worrying about day trading every day and how it actually made me a better day trader here in this video on the #1 day trading channel. So let's go. What's going on, guys? Patrick here, and today I want to talk about this simple idea. Now, I know I say simple ideas a lot, but they're not really that simple, but they are that simple. And I want to talk about why I stopped day trading every day. Now, when I first started to day trade, when I first got into the market and day trading, I was like, okay, every morning I would wake up. It was like, okay, it's 9 o'clock. I gotta be on the computer, I gotta be looking for stocks, I gotta be doing this, I gotta have all this stuff going on, and I gotta be in the market from 9 to 4, and I gotta do it every day. The only way to make money for me was to be on the computer every day from 9 to 4, right? And over time, this kind of built this like emotion where I had to basically not do anything with my life. You know, I was like, okay, I went on vacation. If I was on vacation, I still had to be on the market, on the computer at 9 a.m. till like 10 a.m., you know, still looking for hot stocks. And I was like so focused on not missing out, you know, FOMO. And all I could think about was how if I wasn't trading, what was I missing out on? If I wasn't on the computer trading, how could I ever get rich? What was the reason to not be on the computer? And over time, this really became almost like an addiction where, like I said, I basically always had to be on the computer. And this also got to the point where if I was on the computer, if I was trading, that I had to actually make a trade every day. You know, I would sit there and be like, okay, well, I don't see any good setups, but I can't waste my time. I can't just sit here on the computer all day. I gotta make something happen. So I would end up trading and end up losing money just because I was basically, you know, trying to make things happen. And I really kind of learned over the last year or so that not having that emotion of missing out, you know, not having to trade every day basically has made it so that if I do trade, I'm totally fine with being on the computer, not making a trade, you know, just sitting there and be like, well, there's no good opportunities today, and then just kind of walking away. And I know it sounds crazy, but I've actually been more successful doing that. You know, sitting back, waiting for the right setups, not having FOMO, not trying to force trades, not trying to trade every single day. I've actually had more success doing that and been able to be more consistent doing that. Because like I said, in the past, I would make, you know, 20, 30, all these trades. I would do all these trades, trying to get in, trying to get out, trying to scalp anything and everything that moved. And it was basically this kind of like, I would almost like a downhill slope, because the more that I did this, the more, you know, FOMO, the more emotion, the more I tried to like gain back any type of losers. If I started out in the morning and I was red, or if I had a bad trade, pretty much the rest of the day was ruined, because I would sit there and be like, okay, I'm gonna try to trade this back, and oh, I went long, but now I'm gonna go short. I'm gonna do something. I gotta make some money here, and I gotta get back to green. And that's also a really bad kind of outlook. So taking a step back, you know, stepping back from the idea that I had to always be in a trade, that I had to trade every day, that I had to be on the computer, you know, pretty much anytime the market was open, getting away from that mindset has actually made me a better day trader. Because if I, you know, really do decide, okay, today, you know, I have time, I'm gonna trade, I'm gonna try to, you know, see what's going on in the market. If I commit to that, if I do that, and I, you know, put in the effort, put in the time, it's easier for me to not make a trade, because I'm not like, hey, just because I'm on the computer doesn't mean I have to make a trade. Just because, you know, I'm trying to trade doesn't mean there's gonna be opportunity. Just because the computer is on and I'm on it doesn't mean I gotta be in a trade. And that's probably one of the hardest things for most new day traders, is to think like that. You know, just because the market is open, just because, you know, you're trying to trade doesn't mean that there's gonna be a good trade. Doesn't mean there's gonna be a good setup. And that's one thing as a new day trader, as a new trader in general, you really gotta kind of work on and think about, you know, okay, there's not much going on, there's not a lot of, you know, the setup's not right, I don't see the setup. So what do? You just sit back, you wait, maybe you don't make a trade. Maybe you just sit there and kind of watch and see how things unfold. The worst thing you can do is try to force a trade, rack up commissions. Even if you break even, you're still adding up commissions, you're still adding up fees. And before you know it, you're down $100, $200 because of commissions and fees. So really, the best thing you can do is have patience and also understand that missing out on a trade is not the end of the world, because there's always going to be another crazy mover. There's always going to be another day to trade. The market's not going anywhere. There's no reason to have this type of emotion where you have to be in a trade. And that's one thing that I've become better about. I've learned, I've grown as a trader to get to the point where I don't have to trade every day. If I trade, I trade. If I don't, I don't. I don't have to worry about it. I'm not going to have some type of weird emotion of like, oh man, I haven't traded in like 5 days. I've got the itches. I've got to be on the computer making some money. It's actually very relieving and very, very nice to not have that emotion anymore. And hopefully, if you guys are battling that, if you're battling FOMO, if you're battling the emotion that you have to be in a trade, just try to step back, maybe not trade for a couple of days. Maybe just sit back and kind of watch, or just go do something else. Go do something else. And that's really what it comes down to. When we first started day trading, why did you start day trading in the first place? It was probably because you wanted some freedom. You wanted to not have to have a 9-to-5 job. Don't turn day trading into a 9-to-5 job if you started day trading in the first place because you didn't want a 9-to-5 job. Don't do that to yourself. Don't make something beautiful something scary or bad. So there it is. This is basically the overall idea of why I stopped worrying about day trading every day and how it's actually helped me become a better day trader. If you guys have any questions or any comments, or you want to subscribe, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment down below, and hit that like button. I will talk to you guys later on.